Welcome to an episode of Just Vibing. Second episode here. We don't always do Just Vibing episodes, more like a once a month thing, but like to keep the series going. Excited and happy to have my friend Matt Mangum from WRSU. He's also pretty involved with the Targum and other sports stuff that we'll talk about in the episode. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Matt. I know it's been, something a little bit in the making, but how have you been doing lately?
Thank you for having me. And yeah, I just been getting back to the swing of things at Rutgers in the semester. Can't believe it's already almost October,
I
but
know it's been a weird
yeah,
month. Like some people feel like it's been too long. Some people feel like it's been too short. We've had four football games. We have another one coming up against Wagner on Saturday. It's been a busy, fall semester. Obviously, you've been doing soccer calls. I've been doing football production, so we've been pretty busy with all of that and classes and getting back in the swing of things. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good way to segue into our first topic of conversation. How's the start of the school year been? Like, coming back from summer, obviously, and starting classes, and you've been busy with different things like WRC at the Targum, and whatever else you've been up to, in that time period.
yeah. I mean, I was kind of when end of August was coming, I was like, oh man, not going back to school again. Not looking forward to it. But also on the bright side, I was also looking forward to going to the soccer games for Targum, going down for WRSU, and just because soccer my favorite sport. So I was looking forward to that because last year when I joined WRSU in the Targum, I joined in like January, February-ish, and that was not soccer season. So now I get
Right.
to like experience the whole season with WRSU in the Targum. So even though we went to school, I was looking forward to the soccer season, which kind of balances it out. And even football. I'm not the biggest football fan, but just to talk about the games on the crew and everything is fun, and just like to see the news. So it's kind of like the sports, balance out the classes, I'd
That
say.
that is
Because
that's true. Yeah,
yeah,
I
and then you
agree with
got
that a
basketball
lot,
season coming
actually.
up.
I'm
Basketball
really
starting,
excited for
yeah, in
basketball
like two
season.
months, November 6th or 5th.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
I think that's our first game.
yeah,
First
yeah.
women's
So
and men's
exactly. So
games
it's
are
coming.
right
It's
around
coming
that time.
fast. It's coming fast.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, and we'll be sure to talk about basketball. We'll probably both be calling, producing, doing all sorts of stuff. Obviously
Yeah,
talking about crew. Basketball's a really fun sport. We'll probably save that for a little later. When the time comes. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool. Did you do anything like particular in the summer that was like pretty fun, or was it kind of just more like a casual like type of thing?
so I mean, the biggest thing I did was in May. The end of May, I went to Cedar Point, Ohio, with my friends, at amusement park. It's like right on the top of Ohio, like
Mm-hmm.
close to Michigan. We
Right, right,
drove
right.
there, eight hour drive, and we were there for like 5 days. It was like literally the week after finals. Like right as our summer.
Yeah,
So
I think
like
I remember you telling me about this like
yeah, like
last
I think I
time.
missed
Yeah.
like the second week of summer crew because I was there. But
Right, right, right. Yeah.
feels like so long ago now. But
I know. Yeah.
it was like that was like the main thing I did. That they have like really good roller coasters there.
Hmm.
And it was
Yeah.
just fun to be like, and like we were kind of like it was fun to be away for a little bit. Like I know you went to Alabama, but like I haven't
Yeah.
really traveled that much. So like just going
I'm
that
honestly,
there was
yeah.
fun.
No, definitely.
So and then I mean after that, kind of doing normal summer stuff. Just enjoyed the summer. Watch a lot of soccer, baseball.
Hmm.
When the Yankees were still kind of
Yeah.
decent, and they were, but
Yeah.
then after
That's
August they
really good.
kind of slumped off. But at least in June and July, well, that's another topic. But June was when Aaron Judge got hurt, and then he was
Right,
gone
right,
for like
right, right.
the All-Star break and everything. But that's another topic. But yeah, just did that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, me kind of same thing. I did kind of a lot of stuff with sports, whether it was a crew or you know, we didn't really have productions, but like, doing my own podcast, which we're doing now, getting this series started, the other series
Hmm.
that we do every week, we're doing some, good football stuff, recapping all the games. So that's on the same channel. Yeah, every Tuesday we record 9:30 and try to post it by Wednesday. So, yesterday's episode or this week's episode's out. Besides, yeah, I mean, mainly just that stuff, podcasting, sports writing, articles. So we'll get to that in a second. Some crew, and then I went to Alabama. That was a lot of fun. I visited my friend down there. We, saw some football stadiums. We saw some like, landmarks in the South. I've never really been anywhere in the deep South or,
Me neither.
yeah, so it was a completely different experience. I saw, eating at like Southern food chains and stuff like that. there's one in particular that's like slipping my mind, but a Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that
we
place looks
went
really,
there.
really good.
It does, and the food's really good. So, I had a good time. Other than that, it was pretty relaxed and chill, and not too much into the summer sports like soccer, baseball. I watched some of that, played some basketball outside, went to the gym. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a chill summer, but I feel like I got a lot done. I was productive, worked on, play by play for football and stuff. I'm still kind of working at it. I might get to do the Ohio State game in November, which would be a really big first one. So yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, we'll see about that. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much how my summer went. We're about a month into the new school year. Class has been pretty good so far. I mean, I kind of had to make some switches last minute, but that's okay. I'm getting used to them. I'm enjoying them, and I mean, workload isn't too bad. It's starting to get a little bit more, but it's nothing like I can't manage. And obviously being able to do WRSU is like it's truly a blessing. Like it's a lot of fun. Like we were on crew yesterday, we did that. Like we talk
Yeah,
Rutgers, we talk professional, we talk like all sorts of sports. It's a great time. Like Tyler was putting in all the Taylor Swift references
yeah,
yesterday,
that
which
was
was
really, really
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
we talk about all sorts of fun stuff on crew. Um, yeah, I mean, and then productions are fun. I've done a few football productions already, so it's been good. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Basketball is fun after the meeting, so it's nice to do like another activity outside of classes because it really gets you feeling free. Like, you might be stressed out from classes and stuff and you're going through the grind, but you come here and you kind of relax a little bit and you get to do something you like. And that's why I think like doing
Yeah.
extracurriculars is such a good thing because no matter what it is, like I felt the same way when I was doing band. Like I was like, it's a stress reliever and you do something you enjoy and it's a lot of fun and it really helps you get through the grind of school and you get to be part of something in our cases that it really benefits the school and that other people can see and watch and listen to and it feels really productive at the same time we get to enjoy and we get to have fun so and it's beneficial for careers that we might be interested in particular
Hmm.
so yeah so speaking about all of that I think it'd be a good time to transition to more about like WRSU so obviously like me and you met through WRSU like you're also in the Targum but um very early on, like you kind of reached out to me about like the basketball game that I did last year, and I'm trying to do more basketball this year.
Me
But
too.
yeah. I mean, but I like appreciated that, and like I think I posted something on Instagram about my first call, and it was just kind of like a reflecting experience about how it went, this and that, and then you kind of like you're like, yeah, you did a great job, and then from there on, like you've always kind of like we've always been like kind of closer because you've like reached out to me like stuff on my social media, like we've talked in person, and we started chatting on text messages and stuff. So I mean, you know, I guess what I'm trying to ask you is like, how do you see like our friendship and how do you see like your time at WRC so far?
Oh, I mean, I think everyone at WRSU is really, really, really nice, really, really
Yeah,
friendly.
I
I mean, like,
agree. Hmm.
yeah, like that's what happened was one of my first shadowing times. Like, I forgot who I was with, but I was with prod, but like I think you and Ellis were calling the game, so I heard
Yeah, it
you
was
got
me and
yeah,
Ellis.
yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. So what's it called? I think I you said in the broadcast it was your first time, and then so I obviously while I was learning, I heard you calling it, and I was like, yeah,
Hmm.
congrats, you did a good job because everyone's nice, so I'm gonna be nice
Right.
back too, and I'm
Exactly.
also just a nice person, so like
Yeah.
everyone there is nice. They're all really like I said, they're all really friendly, really helpful.
True.
And the cool thing is that it's just a bunch of guys, well, and girls, but so
Hmm.
just a bunch of people talking about sports. Like it's a lot of fun. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's a really friendly environment, and like you said, it's really laid back, but also like you're getting experience and stuff that you like that you want to do, like whether it's calling a game or just doing like a halftime show and talking on the mic over about the game, doing a sports cast, which the crew, the sports talk
Hmm.
show,
Right.
Nightline, which is like answering the
Oh,
phones and
I love
everything,
night lines. One of my
all that
favorite
stuff.
parts.
You're getting
Yeah.
experience. But like everyone there, everyone's friendly. Like I said, everyone's friends. Everyone
Hmm.
wants to succeed. Everyone wants each other to succeed, and everyone's always
Yeah.
there if you need help. So that's why I like it. It's just a very good environment, and can't complain at all.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I definitely agree. With that. Yeah, everyone's really friendly. I've had a great experience. Made a lot of close friends, and all the things you mentioned about, doing all these different opportunities like crew and sports talk show and Nightline, doing productions. You get to learn the technical side of things, which is important. But also like you get to do pre-game, post-game, halftime shows. Like these are real jobs people do in the industry that you see on TV, and like to kind of be able to do that on a smaller scale here at WRSU, like it's a great learning experience for sure. And obviously like people look at it like it's a step towards doing play-by-play, and it is, but at the same time in itself it's also just a great experience. And like I really enjoy it. Like I've taken I think 4 football productions through my first 2 months, and I didn't envision myself doing that in my second year. I thought maybe my first year I'd do that, and then I'd be doing more play-by-play, but I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. I mean, I truly enjoy the experience, and it's a lot of fun. Like I said, we have a great time. We all get along and we go off each other's points. And productions have been really fun. Crew's been really fun. Like, yeah, like you said, we all have a good camaraderie, and yeah, it's been great. I've enjoyed it. I feel like there's a lot more for me to accomplish and stuff like that, and I'm still kind of towards the beginning, middle part of my experience. But at the same time, I'm in an interesting position, kind of being one of the older members and older younger members, because it's like I'm kind of like newer to like the department heads and stuff like but then compared to like some of the newer members, like even like you and like Josh and Jess, like I'm kind of like a little older and I've been here longer, so
Yeah.
I've kind of
I've even been
been
here for a year.
yeah, I've kind of been able to kind of you guys have kind of looked to me and some of the other guys to kind of, show you the ropes a little bit. Now you guys are also kind of more experienced, and we're getting a whole newer class on top of that, which is probably going
Yeah.
to double the size of this department in case you noticed at the meeting yesterday. And then there was a meeting from a week before where there's another like, 7 to 10 people. So it's crazy. If everyone comes through, like we're gonna have more than enough people to do all these productions that are coming up. And I mean, all the camaraderie, all of that's probably going to just be so much more. I mean, I'm excited to see what's to come, like in all of this. It's really been a great time so far at WRSU.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
mhm.
like you said, it's been great. A lot of people are gonna be joining. We'll see how many of them stay, but yeah, just more people are gonna come in, maybe more, opportunity for some more friends, and looking forward to getting to work with them and just rest of you guys for the whole semester, whether it's on a prod, on a call, just a nightline, anything.
Yeah, anything,
We're
right?
looking
Like
forward to it.
that's the thing. Like, you never know who you're going to be producing a game with, and like it could be your friend that you already know. It could be someone that you don't know. It could be someone you haven't seen in a while. Like it could be you can make new friends by doing crew with different
Yeah,
people. Like
exactly.
like you never know. So like it could be, you know what I mean? Like I've made some of my close friends are people I've been on crew with in the past and have had those experiences with. So that's brought us closer in a way. So it's been great that way. Yeah, I mean that's kind of how WRSU is. Is Targum kind of like the same way? I know you're more of like a member. You're also a member of the Targum. You spend a lot of time there. You write a lot of articles. Is the vibe kind of like similar? Like, what's your experience been like so far, or writing for the Targum?
I mean, it's kind of different because it's kind of like you're on your own, but like when we have the meetings and stuff, Josh, Ellis, everyone else, they're all really, really friendly, really, really nice. So I'd say it's very similar, but obviously you're not together as much because you're writing articles and you don't really need to be with people to write articles.
True.
But
Yeah.
like I said, when we have a meeting or let's just say you go to them for something, whatever, they're nice. And they also even online, like over Slack when we talk, which is the website or the app we use to communicate, over Slack, they're still really friendly and helpful. They'll tell you some things you can improve on, things that you did good. So I'd say even there, yeah, they're really friendly and they've been really, really good to me and everyone else, and they're all really nice too. And people ask for covers for the Targum too, and you could cover them. If I ask for a cover, someone will cover me most of the time. But yeah, they're all really friendly too, and yeah, everyone at the Targum's really close too, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. I mean, it's good that you have like different things going for you that are you feel that way. Like, how else is like the Targum kind of like different from WRSU? Like I know obviously it's more like writing and versus like talking and stuff, but you obviously like you did I think you did the Targum like before WRSU and then you kind of came towards
Yeah.
WRSU. A lot of people do both, so like I don't know, do you like like one more than the other, or do you just kind of like both of them? Like how do you like exactly I guess like feel about kind of like what doing the Targums like and stuff like that?
Well, it's kind of tough to pick which one I like more, but I do like to write like a lot, so I would say I like to write more. So I guess that's kind of, but I still also like WRSU because like you could talk about like the like for example like they both have so many pros
That's
like
true.
for the Targum it's cool I get to go to the game, talk to the coach and players after for my article, and just also just go you know to go to every single home game is a great experience for like the men's soccer. Last year I went to the women's lacrosse games and hopefully I get basketball beat for next semester. Hopefully, probably women's I'll get if anything, but just even that will be fun. And then hopefully baseball in spring. But that's like I like that. And then for WRSU, the calls, that's just such a really, really cool experience. And so, like I said, they both have pros. I can't really pick which one I like more. I think they, like I said, they both have their pros. So I would say they're pretty even. Even though I want to be more of a sports journalist, it's still just
Hmm.
really, really fun to do the broadcasting and, everything else, which is still, like I said, I'm not completely ruling out that, that type of career, but like I'm more for journalism, like for writing, but it's still
Yeah.
fun to get experience in both. And I'm really, really grateful for it because it's really, really good school, Rutgers, and I'm happy that Rutgers has this and is able to do this for the students.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, yeah, it is really a good school in a lot of different, disciplines. I mean, I was in the business school. They have a top program there, and they have a really good journalism program. They have really good
Yeah, the business
humans.
school is
Like,
really, really nice
yeah,
too. It looks
it,
really
it looks
nice.
really nice. Yeah, I've been in that building a lot. It's a great building. I mean, they also have really good human resource program, like medicine, like whatever you want to like pursue, you can. And yet you get like Big Ten athletics. You have like this community vibe. You have like all these things going on campus. Like, it's probably the best of like both worlds, I feel like.
Yeah,
And it's
there's
close
so
to
much.
home. There's so many pros here. Like we're both
There's so much
commuter students, you
people.
know what I
There's
mean?
so
Like just
many
yeah,
programs, so much people. So yeah, you can. I guarantee you, any person will be able to find something they like at Rutgers.
exactly.
Yeah, you could find something. There's everything there. But
For
anything you
sure.
like,
There's
you could
good,
find it.
yeah, there's even good like, party life, like whatever you're interested in, like you could
Hmm.
definitely do. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm more of like I guess into, broadcasting. I have written a bit because I was doing on my internship at Sports Radio America. I still try to write
Yeah,
articles.
yeah.
I've been a little bit busy. I know you've been having an internship involving writing too. I think it's called like Hudson River Blue. Like you've been writing for them. They cover NYCFC, which is,
Yeah.
yeah, one of the two soccer teams in the MLS in New York, the other one being the Red Bulls. So yeah, I mean, what's the experience like writing for them? I saw on LinkedIn that you got to go to an NYCFC game
Oh yeah,
and
that was
cover
awesome.
it. So yeah,
That
could
was
you
that was
just
so cool.
yeah, could you just like talk a little bit about what that's been like, both like writing and I guess going to a game, like, as a journalist, I guess.
Yeah, so I will kind of back up a little bit. So I've been at NYC fan since the club was formed in 2014. You can't see behind me, but I have more NYC stuff on my wall to my left. But
Yeah, I see the Newcastle poster too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But what's it called? So, I've always been like I've always seen the account Hudson River Blue on Twitter and stuff ever since I've been a fan of the team because I've had Twitter for like the last since like 2015.
Oh
So I
wow,
always saw
probably
that
longer than I've had it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I always followed them and always saw them. And then I saw like, I just saw the articles and I was over the summer and I was thinking like, hey, like I have some free time. Why don't I try signing up for this? I could write about NYC. I've pretty much watched every single game of theirs. So I know a lot about the team and like also, I want to keep writing, keep myself busy over the summer times, do anything that I can get more experience. And also, like I said, I like writing to me is fun. So over the summer, want to write because MLS goes on in the summer, so that's why it was like
Right,
it's still
right.
playing.
Yeah,
So
that's
I was
that's
like,
perfect actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, all right, let me reach out. I reached out to them, and then they were like, yeah, just send some of like your like experience that you've done. So I sent them my Targum articles because at that time that's all I really had. Like I wrote for my high school newspaper, but like I didn't really put that in because I was like me still kind of learning how to write. I was a sports editor for my high school newspaper for my junior and senior year,
Hmm.
but I was still kind of like learning how to. If I look at those articles now, I'm not really happy with how I like wrote them, but like I was still like kind of learning. Anyway, so I reached out to Hudson River Blue. I just emailed them or whatever. I found the email on the website, and I sent them like my Targum articles as an example. And then they were like, "Yeah, you don't have any soccer." Yeah, I'm like, I will be doing soccer in the fall for Rutgers, and now I am. But
Hmm.
they were like, oh, the guy actually runs, he's really, really nice. He was like, yeah, just so then he's like, okay, like yeah, I like this. So then he's like, I want you to do like an article about a certain player, just an analysis article on somebody. Like just like he wanted to see like how I would write like
Yeah. Hmm.
so I did an article on MD Myers, the striker. He plays for NYCFC 2, which is like the lower league team, and they play in MLS next, so like
Hmm.
the second team basically. And you know MD Myers obviously from
Yeah,
Rutgers.
yeah, I'm
He
familiar.
got
Yeah.
that's why I picked him because he at the well the season just finished and he had 19 goals, so he was tied for the most goals in the league for MLS next. So hopefully he can get called up to the first team
Nice.
next year
Hmm.
and play in actual MLS. I mean, he deserves it. He got 19 goals for the second
Hmm.
team, most in the league, tied with two other players. So they all
Right.
three split the honors. But anyway, I'm back sidetracking. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I wrote an article about him and like why I think he deserves to be called up to the first team. This was back in July before the season was over. And he was like, "Yeah, I like this." So he's like, so then he started the guy, his name's Oliver, who runs it. He started giving me more articles to write. Like you could do an article on like the previews for their games and everything and more. And I did another article on like a goalie who I think should be starting for the team. So that was in July. And then I just kept doing that through August. And then at the end of August, he was like, "Oh, like I want you to go to like do you want to go to an NYCFC game later on this month? Like you put the press credentials and you could like write a game recap and everything." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we picked out the game, the 23rd against Toronto. I think it was the 23rd. Yeah, it was the 23rd. But so then I was gonna go to that game. So that was the plan. And then the 23rd Saturday got rained out. So I moved to Sunday. But I still went Sunday at 1 p.m. And it was a really cool experience, like, getting to the stadium. Unfortunately, it was at the Red Bull Stadium because NYC plays at Yankee Stadium right now, so they shared that with the Yankees, but they also play at
Mm,
City Field, share with the Mets. So it's kind of like
interesting.
annoying. But they have their own
Yeah.
stadium. They have their own. They're building their own stadium right now. It'll be done in
Mm,
2020. It'll be done in 2027, and it's across the street from City Field. So it's gonna be in Queens. So for
nice.
now, in the
Nice.
next like 4 years, they're sharing stadiums. But in 4 years, we'll have our own like real stadium for soccer, which is nice. Looking forward to that. But for now, since they're sharing, you gotta like, share that with the teams for the Yankees and Mets. So we have to play at the Red Bull Stadium. Anyway, yeah, I drove out to Red Bull Arena on Sunday, got there and I walked in, I got the press pass, it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
And then yeah, and then I got to sit like down in the press box. And then what happened was I was supposed to be writing the game recap as the game was going on, but what happened was the Wi-Fi there was
Okay.
really, really bad for some reason. I don't know
Right.
why. So what my computer I couldn't really write a game recap. So I just did live tweet updates during the game,
Hmm.
like live updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was still fun to do. We won 3-0.
Nice.
Anyway, and then after the game, I got to go down listen to the press conference, which was pretty cool. And then
Yeah.
after, I got to interview the players. So I got to talk to
Wow. That's awesome.
four players. Yeah, I got to ask them questions just about the game. I could have asked more, but like, because usually after the game, I guess we read to the locker room, and then when they're walking out to leave, you kind of like you can ask them if they want to answer questions, they can, but they also can decline. It's their choice if they want to talk. So some players didn't want to talk, like obviously, but there's like 11, there's more than 11 players, so like most of them said yes. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I got to talk to four of them. So then I got home with the recap and everything, and I'm going to the next one again. The next home game is October 21st. That's the last one of the season before the playoffs. But hopefully to make the playoffs, they'll be in a maybe hopefully we'll have some home games and I can go to more of those. But I'm going to the one October 21st. That's my next one, and then hopefully next season when the season is up again, in like February, March, I'll be going to most of the home games again, and then all of next summer.
Wow.
So looking forward to that. So yeah. It
Yeah.
was really, really, it was really, really cool. I couldn't even ask for a better experience. Like it was awesome.
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, that's a really cool experience. Sounds somewhat similar to what you guys probably do going to the press box for like the Targum or something like
Yeah,
that.
I was used to that. That's why. But I was like, because for Targum, like you have to write the recap within like an hour after the game. So I asked him, I'm like, do you want this in with the next hour? He's like, no, no, you just have it in by tonight, which is good, which is better because I got to go home and like actually like tweak it. But like
Yeah, get the
I can write a
downtime.
recap in an hour. I've done it for the Targum many, many times. It's
Right,
not
right,
bad.
right.
But like but to be fair though, the Hudson River Blue article is a little bit longer. So I have to go home and I kind of like write more about like the actual game itself, like more things
I
like
see.
more like analysis stuff. It's kind of like three main points you've like that you notice in the game. So like let's say for that game I wrote about how like the offense was good, the defense was strong, and NYC were like they started off in the front foot. They scored in the second minute, so those were like my 3 points. But for the Targum, it's kind of just like a short recap of what went on in the game. It's just like you describe everything, so it's kind of like they're different. So like
Hmm.
the Targum one, you could get done in an hour really easily if you watch the game because like you're there anyway. So they're different, but
Yeah.
yeah, I've experienced like writing under like a deadline. So I
Hmm.
was like, you wanted it within an hour, I could do it. And he's like, no, 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 go home and you could tweak it. I'm like, yeah, that works. Because even anyway, the Wi-Fi wasn't even loading there because I was with
Right.
my guy. I was with the guy who hired me there. He was at the game with me. So I met him for the first time too. It's also pretty cool. Like and like when I got there and like the press box, they have like food for the media people. So I had some food. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like doing the
Yeah,
spring
yeah,
game, like we had food, we had a whole room too. The five of us were in there, we're having a great time.
yeah,
It was
exactly.
cool because we were actually in the visitors booth. I think for real Rutgers football games, like Donati said, like they've been outside, so like we actually probably had a nicer, booth for that one. But there was also five people, so we had to all kind of squeeze in there, and we got to watch the game. It was call it, like listen to everyone else and call their part. So it was a cool thing, but it kind of sounds. Like obviously being in the press box, the whole experience, like I've done it for basketball. It's just like really nice. It's more than, what, fans do get. It's probably equivalent to like what fans would get in the suite or something like more like that. So it's really cool. It's media perks. I mean, it's a lot of hard work, obviously, but I mean the reward's definitely worth it. It's a lot of fun. You have a good time. You get some benefits, but you're also there to, do your job. You're not there to, scream really loudly and just watch the game like a casual fan. So
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
little
yeah.
different, but you do get perks. I guess that kind of brings us to, I guess um, another point that I wanted to ask you. Obviously we're both kind of still going through this process, and we're both in college, and we're both kind of trying our hand at different things that you can do in the industry, whether it's sports writing or podcasting or doing shows like The Crew or calling games. But do you have any
Yeah.
like tips as to like how like you think people could make it in the industry? Like I know you do like a lot of different things, and I think that's a big part of like probably what you're gonna say, but I just wanted like
Oh
to get
yeah.
your perspective on that.
Do you mean like people going into college or just like anyone in general?
It could be anyone, I guess. It's like what you should do like in your time at college, I guess probably, yeah.
Well, in your time at college, I think like I said, it's pretty simple. Just get as much experience as you can, make the most of it because you're only going to be there once, and you can like just like there's so much available to you, so take advantage of it. This is your time to go learn, try what you like, and like even if it's not sports journalism, you could try other stuff. But like I'm just saying, like just do as much experience as you can. And even if you're not like, just at least try it. So if you don't like it, you don't like it, you
Exactly,
tried it. But just
exactly,
try everything because you never know what you will like.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
I was
believe in
kind of
that too.
skeptical at first. I was kind of like last year I joined WRSU and I was like kind of skeptical to call a lacrosse game. And even though I didn't do too great for it, I don't think it still was fun. And I think now for next spring when I call lacrosse again, I'll be more comfortable because I've called soccer games. Like
Hmm.
so even like for example, I'm not really a big basketball guy, but I want to call basketball. So it's just fun. And I'm gonna do baseball in the spring too. So but that's besides the point. Just like I said, just do as much as you can, put yourself out there, and you never know, like I said, what you will like, and someone might stick to you, and you might be like, "Oh, I want to do this now instead." And another perk of doing that stuff is you'll make connections with people. It's also networking. You'll make connections with
Yeah,
people,
yeah. Hmm.
and those people in the future might help you out. You might help them out.
True.
So yeah, I would just say, just never say no. I would say just
Yeah,
always
I've
try,
heard that
always.
before from like a lot of people, like
Yeah,
even
yeah,
in this
yeah.
industry too. Never say no.
Yeah, yeah, never say no. Always try something
Exactly.
because it's like kind of like the thing like would you rather like not do something and then regret it later on
I
or do
know.
something and then
I
say, "Oh,
know.
well, at least I tried. I didn't like it, but at least I tried
Yeah,
it. Now
you're
I
right.
know."
And yeah, and honestly, that applies to other areas too, in your life, like just life
Yeah.
experiences, like anything really. Because if you don't ask, you're never gonna know. If you don't pursue opportunities, you're never gonna know like what could have been if you tried. And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But if it does, then like now you have a whole thing going. So you might as well at least try it out. It's in my Instagram bio. It's quote by Michael Scott and what's the other great
Wayne
Wayne
Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky. This should be the
Yeah,
other way around. And then I think Travis Kelce said it too about Taylor Swift. But you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But I mean, I seriously like I
yeah,
believe in that. It's not just in there to be funny. Like it's in there because it's something I live by. And I think especially for an
yeah,
industry like this where nothing's guaranteed and you have to kind of work unconventionally behind the scenes, you have to, sometimes you have to pull some strings. Like you have to really try these things because it isn't like, oh, you just you go through classes and then you get a degree and then you have a job. It's like there's a little bit more complicated. You need world like life ex well, you need call like whatever you're trying to do. You need experience. You need people to see what you've already done in college. And otherwise, how are they going to take you if they don't know what you can do? And then so you need those things. So if you don't pursue them, then you're never gonna you're very unlikely to be able to do it on a professional level. So yeah, I mean, no, I think that's great advice. Yeah, I mean, I guess just to kind of cool down here, have some fun with this. Obviously we're both doing crew yesterday, and I kind of already hinted at it with the Taylor Travis thing, but what did you think of, what do you think about Taylor Swift dating Travis Kelce and like, the whole thing behind the Chiefs game and all the, the fun stuff that was going on, during that game and like going forward.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I just see it as like she's just dating him. Okay, so what? I'm gonna be honest.
You're not
Like,
really like that big into it. Honestly, like yeah, I feel like it's starting to become a little bit like a distraction now, but at the same time it's also just something that's really fun and
yeah, no,
it's
like,
bringing a lot of new people into football. And it's like a crossover between like the Swifties and like the football fans, the Chiefs fans. I guess I'm an honorary member of Chiefs Kingdom for petty reasons, but like regardless of that, it's just fun. I mean, I've always liked Travis Kelce's best tight end in football. I'm glad that I still have him on my fantasy team. Almost traded him away in a bad trade, but regardless, it's a fun thing. I think it's really taken the sports world by storm, and it's
yeah,
been
it's funny.
interesting. It
No,
is
no, I think it's
funny.
funny, but I'm just
Yeah,
kind of like,
it's
it's a
just
little
not
bit like,
like
all right, like they're
it's a
dating,
little
big
bit
deal.
like
Like,
blown like out too much. I feel like where it's like taking over. It's more important than the Chiefs scoring 41 and holding the Bears to 10. I think that's where people are going a little too crazy with it, but it's a cool thing. But I guess another thing that's interesting is like, obviously like you're a soccer fan, you're an NYCFC fan and a Newcastle fan, and a lot of my
mm-hmm.
friends who are soccer fans, sports fans, they're more into like the European leagues and they kind of aren't really into MLS. But you seem like you're really into like NYCFC and like that and the MLS. Obviously, Messi coming's made it so much bigger. But like even before that, like I don't know what's it like kind of being like a more of a soccer fan in the US when there's all these other sports going on, and on top of that, like an MLS fan, an NYCFC fan, like a Newcastle fan, which I know a lot more people are like, Manchester United or City or like some
Yeah.
Arsenal fans. Like, can you
Well,
just talk
Newcastle are in
about some of
Europe.
that? Yeah, yeah,
Newcastle,
they are.
Newcastle are in the same league with Man City and Man United. By the way, Newcastle actually
Yeah.
beat Man City yesterday. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah,
Um,
they're a good team. They said they were in the Champions League, right, for the first time or something like that.
yeah, the first time in 20 years since
Wow, not bad.
2003, the year I was born. So yeah, exactly. I mean, it was. I feel like when I was like in middle school, it was kind of like it was kind of rough being a soccer fan because like not many people were. And then
Yeah.
in high school, I met more people who were soccer fans. And
hmm
now at Rutgers, I've met people who are
There's a
soccer
lot of
fans.
soccer
Like for
fans. Yeah,
example, Johnny Vasquez. He's a soccer fan.
he's a
So I
soccer
talked.
fan.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when me and him called again together, we were totally talking about soccer before the game the whole entire time. He's a really
Nice.
cool guy. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean like especially at Rutgers, there's a lot more soccer fans. Like Ellis is a soccer fan too, actually. So
hmm
there's a lot more. And I think Messi coming to the US, I definitely helped with that. I think I said it before, like earlier on the crew, and even when I was on your podcast last time.
Right.
But it's not even that like I'm just he's actually he's doing good here, so I'm happy to see that, and he's happy here. But not even that. It's just there's more attention, and there should be because in 3 years the World Cup's going to be in the USA, and the final might be at
It
MetLife.
is. Oh,
So,
really? Is it?
and if
That's
it is,
awesome.
I'm buying
Oh, well, it
tickets to
could
that
be.
game. I
Yeah.
don't care who the team is.
That's true.
I'm
I
gonna
think
buy tickets to that game.
I'd want to be there too
I
for
don't care how
that.
expensive it is. I got this is a once in a lifetime.
It's a
This
once
is
in
a
a
once.
lifetime thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because every 4 years, and then it probably won't be in the USA, not either ever again or not for a couple decades, I'd say, because they
Right.
rotate through a lot of
Yeah.
countries.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna 100% be there, and that's actually the year I graduate. It's 2026, so that's the
Hmm.
summer after I graduate from college, high school. But yeah, so it's been I don't really look at the popularity. I don't really care if you don't like soccer or whatever. I just do my thing, watch the sport, enjoy it, talk about it, write about it. That's I just do my
Right.
thing. And whatever, if more people want to be soccer fans, okay, cool, more people to talk about it with. So I just kind of do my
Exactly.
thing and enjoy it. And yeah, I mean, I love soccer. I also like baseball. That's my top two sports. But yeah, soccer number one.
Cool. And I guess final question, what makes you NYCFC fan? I mean, they're obviously from the area. I mean, so are the Red Bulls, but is there anything particular that, makes you like interested in that team?
So they were formed in 2014. Well, 2013, but they started playing in 2014. That's the same year that I got into soccer with the 2014 FIFA World Cup. So my uncle, who was a soccer fan before I was, he told me that there was this new team, NYCFC, in the MLS, and they got three players of the Rat Bad, David Villa, Andre Pirlo, and Frank Lampard. There are three players who were like played in Europe. They were really, really like iconic over there. They were really, really good. So they come into MLS. It's kind of like with Messi coming to MLS, but like obviously not the caliber of Messi.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this new team has these three players coming into them off the bat. Let me start watching them. That's why I watched NYCFC in their inaugural season in 2014, 2015. They weren't really good that season. They didn't make the playoffs. But now going forward, we have a playoff streak of making every single season. But this year, we're right on the cusp. We might miss out this year, but hopefully we don't end that playoff streak this year. But we'll see. So yeah, that's what drew me to them. And we were rivals with Red Bulls off the bat because new New
Hmm.
York team Red Bulls fans are like, get out of here. That you're not